Smile, you're on candid camera. Broke down and started buying organic. Oh, fucking tastes like metal. That's gross. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, so I started buying black soybeans. They're organic. So I've heard bad stuff about. It's like everything is watered down because you have, I was saying before, you have one person per 100 people. Not like Paul Gauci, but not even close to what Paul Gauci's doing. But yeah, 1 to 100. Imagine being one of those 100 people. No, imagine being that one person responsible for feeding 100 people every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're gonna take corners. You're gonna cut corners. You're gonna do all the things that you're not supposed to do, just because you're at wit's end of trying to do something that's almost inevitably impossible. Really, when you think of it, especially the ways that they do it. Now, if Paul Gauci can do it, it can be done. It's just there's a very fine line of how to do it, and it's that saying about how do you hide something? You put it in plain sight, and that's the thing. We're just so blinded by the fact, and so we're dumbed down by it. And that's our problem. We have a system set up, supposedly about 100 years ago. The government gave a bunch of people land in the Midwest to grow food. And they said, here, we'll give you this land, grow some food. And they did, but the problem was how they did it. And that's where Dust Bowl happened. And we never really got out of that technique. We've modified it, so it's still there. The problem's still there. We're terrorizing the world around us by our habits. So it's an easy fix. It's an overnight fix. All this stuff is. China just recently committed, I think it was 60,000, maybe 600,000 of their military to go around and being like a habitat rehabilitation for their nature. And that's what we need. We need to use our military power, our corporate functioning to be able to mitigate all these issues. We can literally, Elon Musk, one guy, you know how many billionaires there are on the planet? There's literally probably a million. There's probably 100 million millionaires, easy. And there's probably, hundreds of thousands, 100,000 billionaires. And if they all just got situated enough, make all the problems that we have not be. And it's just, all it is communication. So over time, all these things will, having sewage and electricity and roads and bridges and buildings were built because we communicated. And we communicated because we had our own land, we grew our own food, we made our own stuff, and we're getting back to that. I want to say that was what this whole thing, all that we do now is because we wanted to do that. We wanted to be able to do what we were doing before, but better. This is all this is about, is making things better, easier. So that's what's happening. We're making things better. So yeah, I got away from soy and wheat and rice, corn. They grow so much of it, and they have to do so many things to it so you can eat it, because there's only a handful that's growing yet. And when you eat that stuff that they've done all that stuff to, you get sick. You have all these problems. Not all of us get sick, the majority of us do. But, you know, we all have a different kind of chemistry going on, so we all react differently. But I'm one of the ones that had a bad reaction. I had sinuses, allergies, asthma, heartburn, indigestion, trouble going to the bathroom. I could barely breathe out of my nose my entire life. Just now, I've been a vegan for 7 years, and just in the past year, I've had surgery on my nose because I had it deviated wrestling my brother, and I could breathe out of it just barely because of the deviation. And the only reason I could breathe out of it before that, just barely, is because I went vegan. And so our food system, I think, you know, you have reasons to exist. We all can make our own reasons. And to me, if you want to fly, you're not going to take a boat, you know? So someone's got to take the time and effort to learn what it is that it is to be a plane, you know? Someone's got to, or have a plane, right? Or what a plane even is. The first guy that tried to fly made a suit. He said, okay, this is going to make me fly. And he believed in it enough, he tried. And of course he didn't fly, but he knew it was possible. And so that's just the whole point. The whole point of it all is, no matter what is going on that needs to be improved or realized, it all comes down to experience and trial and error and taking the time to make an effort. And so yeah, that's what we need. We need real food all the time, because you're not gonna fly a boat. Because a boat is for boating, it's not for flying. You can definitely make a flying boat, but it'd still be a boat first, and then it'd be an airplane. Yeah, you can have an airplane boat, but it would be an airplane than a boat. So priorities, I don't know. But yeah, you're not gonna fly a rocket with castor oil. You need rocket fuel. I mean, there's probably is a way to make a rocket fly with castor oil, but they haven't come up with that yet. What they have now is ones that fly with rocket fuel. So that's what you need. I just got a message from Premier Properties. I have a feeling they're going to do everything they can to not do what they need to be doing. It's a shame, because what it is ever since I moved in, they've renovated it. So they've probably spent $30,000 on this house since I moved in. They've renovated. They've had to replace the fireplace. They've had to come out and do a bunch of maintenance stuff. Like, they had to break loose all the windows. They had holes in the walls. I had a plumber come out and look at the sewer line, or the water line, because it was leaking. It was leaking brown. Let me think. They had to fix the roof. So they have all these things that they're doing. And it gets down to this, and they're overwhelmed by this house. It's been a money pit for them. So they're just going to push it off on me. So another problem, well, they're already over their heads in this house. So they're at a tipping point. They're just going to throw their hands up and make me the one to have to deal with it. But so this message says, "Hello there. This is Premier Property Management. We're looking at the photos here. What is happening?" So, you talk to one person, they act like, yeah, we're going to figure it out. And then you talk to another person, oh, we don't know nothing about it. So everyone's got their own story. So we're dealing with more than one person. And so that's a drag. But yeah. I'm gonna get on this and see what I can get away with here.